Almost 1 year later on the DJI Air 3, what has it been like flying this over this last year? The good and the bad, especially compared to the DJI Mini 4 Pro. Well, in this video I'm going to talk about my long-term review on the DJI Air 3, what I like about it and what I don't like as well. Now, I really wasn't a fan of the DJI Air 2S. I respected the main camera on it, but the DJI Mini 3 Pro is just more portable, had the exact same features, and the only difference was that camera. So when I heard that the DJI Air 3 was coming out, I was a bit underwhelmed. And then when I heard about the DJI Air 3 and the fact that it's now lost that 1-inch sensor, that 5.4K has also gone, I was like, what is the point in this? And I really wasn't actually looking forward to testing this. I just thought, I didn't like the Air 2S, I'm not going to like the DJI Air 3. So I went on a trip to Portugal and my mind was completely changed because of the 70mm 3x lens on here, and that just changed the game completely. Now, this drone certainly isn't perfect, and no drone is, but over this last year I'm going to also do some comparisons with this of how it's actually been compared to the really popular DJI Mini 4 Pro as well. You see, after all, these actually do have the same main camera on them now. They also have the exact same features. They have OcuSync 4. They can both be used with the same DJI RC2. And I know a lot of people that are always asking, which drone should I get? The DJI Mini 4 Pro or the DJI Air 3. Now, the DJI Air 3, it's been out almost a year, and the DJI Mini 4 Pro about 10 months now. So I can give you a really good idea now on which one of these to get. And my opinion has completely changed pretty much over this last year. So first of all, let's talk about the actual downside, and then I'll talk about what's good about it. So first of all, we've got to talk about the actual camera. So it actually lost a 5.4K video, and this got loads of controversy, especially losing that 1-inch sensor. That was a great advantage. Now, for me, the difference between shooting in 4K and 5.4K, you're not going to see much in terms of difference there. The only advantage you're going to have is you're going to be able to crop a bit more as well. Now, obviously, having a larger sensor brings a lot of advantages as well. But that's not to say that the main camera on here is bad. Over this last year, the actual video clips I've been able to get on the DJI Air 3 have been really impressive. And I've never once thought over this last year, I wish I had 5.4K. So photos and videos on here are really good. You have 3 color profiles. You've got normal, HLG and D-Log-M. All the features on the DJI Air 3 are the exact same as the DJI Mini 4 Pro, including the main camera as well. Yes, it's a downside. It would have been great to actually keep the 5.4K 1-inch main camera, but then would you really get the 70mm camera as well? Would they give you all that? I really don't think they would. Now, you won't have the same freedom when flying the DJI Air 3 as you would the DJI Mini 4 Pro. On the DJI Air 3, it's going to be more consideration about what you're willing to do. Are you willing to do drone licenses and certificates, which are going to give you more freedom then to fly in the places that you're going to want to fly? Now, in the US, you're not going to have these restrictions because it's not going to be based on weight, so this doesn't really apply to you. But in countries in like the UK, EU, certain countries around the world, to actually fly the DJI Air 3 where you want to, which is going to be closer to people, you're going to need to do a drone license. Now in the UK, you're going to need to get the A2 CFC course, and it's similar in most countries around the world. And this will then give you that freedom to be able to fly closer to places, closer to residential areas. But you don't have to actually do that first of all. You see, a big advantage of this 70mm camera, which we're going to come on to, is the fact that you can actually zoom into places. So you could actually be further away than like a built-up area. Just use that zoom lens and actually just mimic being there anyway. So it's not a huge disadvantage, and I highly recommend doing one of these courses or qualifications anyway. They're not a hassle, they're really not hard to pass. It just can be done in like a couple of evenings, and you actually learn all that knowledge and you're fully qualified to actually fly these in more places. So I'll link the one that I did at the top of the description as well if you want to check these out. But it certainly is like a bit more of a learning curve if you want to fly this in the places you're probably going to want to. So another downside is the camera, and bear with me, I'm talking about the actual main camera here. So although it is fantastic, it's an f1.7 aperture, which means it's going to be great for low light. It's going to let a lot of light into this sensor. So your low light nighttime videos look great. It's also got a night video mode, which also looks brilliant as well. But in the daytime, having a really wide aperture of f1.7 means it's letting so much light into that sensor. If you don't use ND filters, your footage is not going to look great, and I really do think you're going to be disappointed. That's what a lot of people do. They buy these drones expecting the footage to look fantastic straight away, but if you don't use an ND filter, all of this light is going into that sensor, and all the drone can do is actually bump that shutter speed up. So you put this ND filter onto the lens, and that's going to reduce the amount of light going in there. And having a high shutter speed means your footage is going to be really sharp, like filming on a phone. We don't want that. We want the actual footage coming out of here to look really nice and cinematic, natural, and also have some natural motion blur as well. So by having ND filters on here, it's going to reduce the light and also allow you to have a low shutter speed. So I've always got on these ND filters on the actual drone all the time, unless it's night time, and I highly recommend it. It's like literally the #1 accessory you're going to need to get for these. Otherwise your footage is not going to look anything like these like cinematic or decent videos you see on YouTube with the DJI Air 3. Get some ND filters. Now the camera on here, it doesn't actually rotate like it would on the DJI Mini 4 Pro. So on the Mini 4 Pro, you can actually shoot in horizontal for photos and videos. You click one button on the controller and you can actually shoot then in vertical mode. On here, it's pretty much all horizontal. Now you can use this vertical mode for video, and this will just crop into that video. So it's not going to be as good as that Mini 4 Pro in terms of vertical content. And still, literally like a year later, we don't have the option to actually crop in on photos. It would have been great to have this. I still, a year later, don't understand why we can't have it. If we can crop in on the video file to have vertical video, why can't we crop in on the actual horizontal photos to get vertical photos? I don't know, but that's certainly a downside. Now, just like the DJI Mini 4 Pro, when you first buy one of these drones, you get them out of the bag, you go and fly them, they are set up in the settings incorrectly. So they are both set up to fly far too fast, far too erratic. With settings like this, the sharpness is far too high. So there's a lot of settings that you need to change on here to actually get the very most out of these. And also the actual color profiles, these are set for a beginner color profile, which is normal. Now this is the most easiest actual color to actually film in. All the processing is done for you. But we also have HLG, which is that HDR look, really good for like vibrant areas like at sunsets, sunrises. And you also have D-Log-M. D-Log-M is one of the best color profiles DJI have ever brought out. So this is going to actually protect the highlights and shadows and also give you 1 billion colors captured. So you get 16 million on normal and 1 billion on D-Log-M. So I always highly recommend you shoot in D-Log-M. So regards to settings and regards to the actual color profiles, if you're a complete beginner but you want to get the very most out of basically either of these drones, they're the same again, then I have my own DJI cheat sheets for the DJI Air 3. These go through all those settings that you need to change. And I've also got my own custom LUTs as well. Loads of you pick these up. I know you like them so much. These are one of the best I've ever done. The DJI Air 3, you basically film in D-Log-M, so you have this flat color profile. It looks really washed out, looks terrible. And then you actually get one of these LUTs, you drag it onto your clip, and I've done all the color grading for you, so you'll get really nice results like this from those LUTs. So the cheat sheets and the LUTs are going to save you a lot of time and make your footage on the DJI Air 3 look so much better. They're linked at the top of the description. And I'm really glad to say that those are the only issues on the DJI Air 3. I've always found some problems or some issues with any of the other DJI drones, but on this drone is absolutely incredible, and I have a massive list of positives. I'm just going to focus on a few of them, otherwise we'll be here all day. But I cannot recommend this drone enough. This has completely changed my opinion and my mind on the whole Air series. Let's get into the positives. This video is sponsored by Artlist, and it's where I get my music and sound effects from for these YouTube videos. I've actually been using their sound platform now for the last number of years. In terms of actual music quality, I find they are just simply the best you can get. All you do is search for any genre or any mood, and you get thousands of different music tracks to choose from. They're all by real artists. You just download them and then you can use them on your video, all royalty free. And they've also just introduced AI voiceovers as well. So you just type anything in this box here and then it will automatically generate you a voiceover, all from real voiceover artists. It literally is just like a one-stop shop now. So if you're a video creator, you need music, sound effects, stock footage, voiceovers, this is a really good platform I highly recommend. And because the Olympics are on right now, they've also teamed up with a group of Paralympic athletes for a collaboration called Sounds of Determination, where these athletes discuss how they overcome obstacles to achieve their dreams. And this also brings an exclusive sound effects pack as well, perfect for any sports footage. So I highly recommend you go and check Artlist out. You can actually have a look and sign up for free using the link at the top of the description. Prices start from just $8.49 a month for music and sound effects, and if you use my link, you're going to get an extra 2 months free added to your subscription as well. So I highly recommend you go and check this out. Let's get back into the video. So this drone has all the same intelligent flight features as the Mini 4 Pro, and these are both fantastic in these areas. They give you the most intelligent flight features out of any of the other portable drones, including the really expensive Mavic 3 Pro. So we've got high flaps on here, which is fantastic. You've got active track, which is better than ever before now. The drone can actually track you from close by, far back, and you have a full 360 degrees of where to actually get the drone angled from. It is brilliant. You've also got waypoints, cruise control. All the different intelligent flight features on here are incredible. I've done loads of videos on them, so I'm not going to go through every single feature that they've got, but there's no downsides to them. And especially on the DJI Air 3, and I'll get to this, all them intelligent flight features work so much better than they do on the Mini 4 Pro. Now, the Mini 4 Pro has a fantastic 24mm f1.7 camera on here, so does the DJI Air 3, but what completely sets this apart is the 70mm 3x lens you get on here. When I first got this, I thought that's going to be a bit of a gimmick, am I going to use it that much? But it's been a complete game changer. So 70mm, it allows you to then zoom in so you can get much closer to places. It's going to give you that options and creativity that you don't get on the Mini 4 Pro. Just look at this example here in Hollywood. I've got the 24mm lens that you get on the Mini 4 Pro, and I'm really far away here. And then rather than getting really close to a place, or if I might not be able to go there due to flight restrictions, I can just actually still be in that exact same place, switch to the 70mm, and look how close I can get. It also gives you fantastic compression as well. We'll blow that background out. Look at this sunset shot here. Again, a really nice sunset from the 24mm, so the equivalent on the Mini 4 Pro. And then look at this now, 70mm, just how it compresses that background. It is absolutely fantastic. And just having the options, being able to use the 24mm and then also switch then to the 70mm and get close up zoomed in shots is brilliant. And once you actually then go back to flying that Mini 4 Pro and you don't see on screen that 3x button, it's like, I wish I could zoom in. You miss it so much. It is a huge difference that sets these drones apart. The 70mm lens on here, 10 out of 10. I hope DJI never remove it from the Air series. Now, battery life on here, it's not even close. So 34 minutes of advertised time on the Mini 4 Pro and 46 on the Air 3. So that doesn't actually seem that much, but in real life, it really is. On the Mini 4 Pro, I've done a few videos on this. The battery life is not great. All those intelligent flight features take a huge hit on battery life on the Mini 4 Pro, especially due to its size. It's having to actually fight more in the wind because it's small propellers. So the battery life takes a huge drain. So maximum you're going to get on the Mini 4 Pro is about 20 minutes. On the DJI Air 3, 46 minutes of actual flight time they say. I've been getting 35 minutes, even on really bad days, half an hour. The battery difference between these two drones is staggering. And I always recommend you get the Fly More combo. So get 3 batteries of each. But if you're going to get 3 batteries of these, you're easily going to get over 90 minutes of battery life on the DJI Air 3. And because it's got much bigger propellers, it means it's not having to actually fight the wind as much. It's so much stronger in the wind. So on occasions where I've actually flown the DJI Mini 4 Pro, it's not been strong enough to actually fight that wind and be able to fly, get me the shots. I've then luckily had the DJI Air 3 in the bag. I've got this out and no problem at all. It is really strong and powerful, but battery life again, huge difference between these two. So we saw on both of these drones, the OcuSync 4 was released. We don't actually get this on the really expensive DJI Mavic 3 Pro, which was such a disappointment. But the DJI RC2, a really nice controller, screen is built in, and you can use the one controller with both of these drones. Now the OcuSync 4 signal with the external antennas is great. It's going to give you much better in terms of signal performance out of both of these. And they're both fantastic. Now the Air 3 is better than the Mini 4 Pro because it actually has 2 extra antennas inside of that drone. So in terms of actual portable drones that DJI give you, including the really expensive Mavic 3 Pro, the DJI Air 3 has the very best signal performance, the very best OcuSync 4 that you can get out of any of the drones. Now, if we talk about features and cost, both of these drones actually have more features than the really expensive Mavic 3 Pro. Sure, this has the adjustable aperture, fantastic camera, 3 lenses. The camera on here is its saving grace. But in terms of actual features, these two drones have more. Now, the DJI Air 3 compared to the Mavic 3 Pro is over £1,000, over $1,000 cheaper from the Air 3 to the Mavic 3 Pro. Now that is a staggering difference. Now the difference in price between the DJI Mini 4 Pro and Air 3, this fluctuates depending on what deal you're going to currently find, but it's normally between £300 to $400 difference. But for that, you're going to get the exact same intelligent flight features, but you're going to get that 70mm lens, which for me, that's worth it just alone. You're also going to get much better performance and battery life. So the Mavic 3 Pro, as much as I love the camera on here, I really am not flying this as much as I should be. And that's a huge disappointment because I love the camera on there, but we don't have the OcuSync performance on there. The signal's actually worse than both of these drones. We don't have the new active shots feature that we get on both of these drones. So that's just not getting flown nowhere near as much. So these two drones are the ones I'm flying the most. Now, I'm sure the DJI Air 3 is not as small and as convenient as that Mini 4 Pro. And if you're just going on a quick trip, you want to get some shots, you'll probably grab the Mini 4 Pro because it is just so easy to take with you. But if you're going on a trip where you're going to multiple locations or you want to get the very best in terms of quality, be able to use both lenses, if these drones are going in a bag, you're not going to tell any difference once it's in a bag in the difference between these. So it's all about like how much are you willing to actually learn? Are you wanting to do this extra qualification to be able to fly these drones closer to places if you need to in your country? Or are you happy just getting the Mini 4 Pro, but then being limited in terms of camera and battery life? So both these drones are absolutely fantastic. The features we have in here are really impressive. The DJI Air 3 for me though, that is the clear winner. The Mini 4 Pro, I absolutely loved this when it first came out, but more and more, if I'm going on a trip, I'm grabbing the DJI Air 3 because of that confidence it gives me. I can fly this pretty much anywhere around the world. The 70mm lens on here is absolutely fantastic. Just gives you a lot of confidence. They've also got the exact same intelligent flight features, so I'm not losing out on anything by taking this. The Mini 4 Pro, sure, it's small and convenience, but because of the downsides to this in terms of battery and the limited camera, it means if you could only have one of these, I would personally save up a bit more or sell a few more things and get the DJI Air 3. Now, I have heard some rumors about a new version of this coming out. Now, I don't think that's going to be coming out anytime soon. If it was, I would have it hidden around this office somewhere now, and it isn't. So I'm thinking if it was to come out, it'd be maybe towards the end of the year, maybe early next year. But I really do think that's going to be a S upgrade. So there might be some minor improvements on it. I don't think it's going to be huge hardware differences. I really do hope they keep that tele lens. The main camera might be slightly better, but it's not going to be a huge difference because of that DJI Mavic series. The Mavic series, even though it lacks some features, it's still DJI's hero drone. They're not going to make this phenomenal and just completely kill off the Mavic series. That's not going to happen. So I still think it's a fantastic time to pick the DJI Air 3 up. I'm going to link it at the top of the description. I'll link a couple of links there, the best offers you can get on this as well. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know which do you think is the best drone out of these. Mini 4 Pro, DJI Air 3. Let me know if you have a DJI Air 3, what do you think about it? I love both of these, but if I can only pick one, I'm picking the DJI Air 3. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. It really does help out. Give me a fist bump in the comments and I'll give you one of these back. And make sure you subscribe if you're new around here. I've got a list over there of loads of cool videos coming out. It's not the DJI Air 3S, don't worry. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye.